Welcome back to Bow Action Bunker. Now in this episode I'm putting together the last of the Hay farm buildings, which are the stables. But before I show you me building the stables, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, leave some comments if you like what I'm doing. I'm going to gradually build up the army that I'm doing now. I'm doing some British, I've got some French undergo as well. So let's move on and I'll show you the building of the last part of Hay farm. Okay, so this is the Hay farm stables. Now you already know, if you've been watching the other parts of the build, it's not going to be long enough because I've extended the front wall and this is just not going to be long enough. So also with this, it's nowhere near the scale that it should be. Okay, so I'm going to insert some photos of the real Hay farm as well as we go, so you can see exactly what I mean. So here, which is the gatehouse, which is the rear gate. Now this rear gate is at least another 6 foot tall here on the opening, and also there's a second floor. So this is miles out. It should actually be sort of up here really, so it should be up there. So this front wall would be, you know, this high really. It should be right up here. It's also not deep enough. We should be looking, I think it should be nearly 20 foot. There should be 20 foot inside here. This building's 20 foot deep, at least 20 foot deep, and you can see this in the photos that I'll post as well through the video. Now this is here. This is the other end of the building. Again, you can see on the photos that this is miles shorter than it should be. So I'm in two minds now what to do. I could completely rebuild this, extending the walls, make the walls, but I would have to make everything. Or I can just put up with it, extend it a little bit that I've got to do. If I have to extend it, I'll probably just cut it in the middle here and extend it from the centre, leaving the gatehouse exactly where it is on the model. So I really don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a little play and I'll come back to you and I'll show you what kind of ideas I've got for finishing this model off. So yeah, so I'll see you soon. So as you can see from the photos that I put into the little video clip there, that it's just not to scale, and there's nothing you can really do about it, you know. At the end of the day, it's an MDF building, it's scatter terrain, it's going on your table, so you just got to make the best of it. So what I've done, I've decided I'm not going to go and rebuild the whole lot, so it's going to not be the full height, it's not going to be the full depth, so I'm just keeping it as it is, but I've got to extend it. So let me just show you how I extended it and now what it looks like. Okay, so right, there it is. There it is made. I've put it together. So let's just have a little closer look. As you can see right in the middle of the picture here, that's the new wall that I've put in there. So that means I can leave the gatehouse exactly where it is, where it should be, right at this end. Now I was lucky enough, when I put the roof together, I realised that this end section of roof was going to be nothing. So I glued this section on and just made that the roof section exactly how it is in the kit, so that way I didn't have to muck around with the joints at either end, so it just fitted just exactly right. Okay, so let's take the roof off and we can have a closer look inside how I did it. So around this side, this is how the kit comes around here. You got a small room down here. This is some kind of log store or something like that there. You've just got two internal walls, which are just doors either side here. As you move along, this was obviously the original. There's the bit I've added, and then this is the original section as well. So to add this, all I did was the sprues that come with the MDF board, I just used a piece of those, cut them up into the right sizes, added what I needed to add, and I've just put in 2 little pieces on the outside to hide the gaps, to strengthen the joints. And also on the inside, which is the floor panel, I've done exactly the same. So I've just put 2 pieces in there just to strengthen the floor panel as well. So that way you can just pick this up as one building, and you haven't got to worry about it falling apart and breaking. So that's how far I've got with that. Yeah, it's gone together pretty well, really. So that's the last part of the build. I'm gonna put the tiles on the roof as well when I come to paint that. But that's not a part of the building little tutorial section. So that's just really the last section. What I'll do now, I'll put it together on the table that I'm building, and you can see the actual size of this, and you can see how it looks. So let me move it over to the table, and I'll show you that bit. Okay, so there it is. It's all put together. You can see I've not done the tiles for the stables yet, so I've still got a little bit of work to do on that, but that's the build itself. I still haven't decided how much more damage and that type of stuff I want to put on here, but let's just show you a couple of the little bits here. So that was the front wall, so I made the firing step on there. You can see that a bit better now, and also up here I made the firing step for the roof. Just there, there's a couple of guys. These are the King's German Legion that come with a set. So I just finished painting those, and yeah, they come out quite well. There's a bit of a disappointment at the start with the green, and it's a bit shiny, so I wasn't happy with that, but pulled it back in the end, just got them done. So yeah, so that's it coming along really nicely now. Now a little bit of a fun fact, the actual back gate where the stables were. The King's German Legion, when they got posted to the Hay farm on the night, it had been raining all that day, all that night. When they got there, they were soaking wet, hungry, so they decided to break up the gate and make a fire. So on the day of the battle, there was actually no gate there. It was just barricaded. So no gate on the back door, always a good move. But yeah, so that, and also I've done a little bit of research, and I think there was around about 400 guys stationed in the Hay farm. So you could see, you know, the actual size of this building, 400 guys packed into there. It really was a nasty place to attack. And like I said before in the other videos, the walls aren't really the right height. The walls would be higher than this. If you was a troop, if you was a soldier here, this wall would actually be, you know, I think the walls were about 10, 12 feet tall, these walls. So they're really, really substantial. It was more like a fortress than a farm. It was a real great place to actually fight from, and that's why it took so long for the French to take it. So yeah, so there we go. There's the farmhouse and the build. Once I start painting it, I will obviously post some more stuff as I go. But yeah, so that's coming along nicely. I just wanted to get this video out, just the last little finished bit of it, just to show you guys what it's all like once it's put together. And now I can fluff about with all the painting and some detailing, and the bits that I work on I'll show you as I go along. So thanks for watching. Okay, so that's the final part of the actual build itself. It's all put together now. I've got a few little bits of detailing to do, and then I can start working on all the painting. Now as I go, I'll show you some videos of that as well as I start to do that. But other stuff that I'm working on now, I've just put the King's German Legion together. I've based them, I've painted them. They was a bit of a nightmare with them, really. I wasn't happy at all with them. They have come out, they've come out okay, they've come out respectable, but I really wasn't happy with them. At one point I was almost ready to throw them in the bin. It got that bad. But yeah, so that's done. I've got some artillery being painted. That's on the bench, being ready to go. So yeah, and I've got some French line, so I'm really pleased with how those coming out. I might do a little bit of painting and video it as well, and show you guys how I painted them. So we'll see how that goes. So keep watching, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and thanks for the support. Absolutely brilliant by everyone, and I'll see you in the next one. See you soon.